Welcome to 5 Minute Friday. If you get tight in the groin, inner hip, inner thigh region, this is absolutely for you. We're going to stretch and strengthen that compartment often simultaneously. You will need a block. Like in any of these sessions, everything is a suggestion. If you get pain, you just back off. Okay. I want you just to start on the back of your body, knees bent, feet flat to the floor, and just bring the soles of the feet together, knees wide. Okay. This is just a very easy, simple way to open the inside of your hips. Pause there, take a couple of breaths. Like in any of these sessions, we're not just going to focus on just one part of the body. There's going to be loads of integrated stretch and strengthening components for, say, different parts of the hip, your core, your shoulders, your spine. Okay, take a breath there. And as you breathe out, just place the hands, palms facing down, on the inside of your thighs. Now create the action of lifting up the legs, and with the hands just resist that. In a moment, the knees are going to come fully together and the soles of the feet will be flat on the floor. But as you start to lift those legs now, just resist a little bit with the hands. So the legs are kind of winning that fight. So keep going for 3. It should be coming at least halfway together now for 2. Coming closely all the way together for 1. Excellent. And then slowly release that. Feet flat to the floor, legs roughly hip distance apart. Right ankle to left knee. And all you're doing is moving the inside of your right leg in and out. In and out. Now you could create some resistance by putting the right hand on the inside of the right leg. And you can pull in against the hand and resist with the hand, and push out with the hand and resist with the leg. Okay, or you can just do it fairly passively. Up to you. Just do it for a couple more breaths. So you immediately feel where we're working, sort of groin to inner knee region of your body. Switch over. Left ankle to right knee. You're moving the inside of that left leg in and out. Maybe you're using your hand and you're having some resistance between the arm and the leg. Totally up to you. Just do whatever you do maybe for another couple of breaths. And then slowly release that. Just a very brief hamstring stretch. Take the right leg up, flex the foot, hold the back of the thigh, bend your arms and push forward with the thigh into the hands. Good, another breath there. Then I want you to bend your right leg, put your left leg flat on the floor, with the right leg reach up a little bit with a bit of a bent knee, turn the foot, the knee and the thigh a little bit more out, so for half happy baby in the right leg. Reach up with your right hand, curl your head and chest a bit up. Take that right arm on the inside of the leg, so that elbow is sneaked into the inside of the thigh. With your right leg, squeeze in. With your arm, push out. Good. Slowly release that. Left leg up. Just a very brief hamstring stretch. Hold the back of the thigh. Bend the arms and push forwards into the hands with the thigh. Good. Take a breath. Release your hands. Bend your knee to about 90 degrees. Put the opposite leg flat on the floor. Lift the foot somewhat. Keep a bend in the knee. And then turn the foot, the knee and the thigh out. So you're externally rotating your left hip. Left arm up on the inside. Leg squeezes in. Arm resists. Now if you can squeeze in more from the top of the inner thigh rather than where the inside of the knee is, you'll create more force in your inner thigh muscles. I'm absolutely sure of that. You'll feel it more. You'll work harder. Good. And then slowly release that. Come all the way up. And then just come into downward facing dog for a couple of moments. Good. Lift the outer hips up. Draw the heels back. Arms reach the floor away. Fingers grip. Good. 2 breaths there. Head forwards to plank. Lower down to Sphinx. Forearms down, chest up. You can bind your hands together in this. Curl the belly top of the thighs off the floor. So you're halfway to forearm plank. A lot of people move the knees and feet. I don't want you to move the knees and feet from Sphinx. With the forearms pressed down, create the action of pulling back. With the knees pressed down, create the action of pulling forwards. So you're just intensifying the front of your core. Another breath there. Slowly release that, come back to Sphinx. And then just a very easy locust pose. Reach back, lift that whole back body up. Good, pause there, take a moment. Then back into tabletop. Right foot forwards between the hands. Wiggle the right foot wider, almost to the side of the mat, or certainly widen the right hip. A bit more forwards. And then sneak that right arm on the inside of your right leg. Good, so both arms are kind of doing plank with the right leg on the outside. Drop the hips a little bit forwards and down. Now at this point, your right shoulder should be touching the inside of your right leg somewhere. I want you to lean your upper body a fraction to the right and then pull the right leg in against the outside of that right arm. But I don't want you to try and pull in from the inside of the knee. I want you to try and pull in from more towards where the right groin is, top of the right inner thigh. Do that for a couple of breaths. Draw the sides of your belly a little bit in and up. Good. Slowly release that. However you get there, downward facing dog. Head forwards to plank. Just make it a pose for a moment. Reach the floor away. Firm your thighs. If the belly and the hips and the ribs are just easing down, just pull them a little bit up. All the way down. You could go Sphinx, you could go Locust, you could go Cobra, you could go Up Dog. Whatever kind of comes to mind. Good. Exhale, come out of that table. Left foot forwards for a low lunge. Wiggle the left foot wider, slightly forwards. Left arm now on the inside of that left leg. Drop the hips a little forwards and down. Lift the chest a little bit up. Now, same thing. Lean a bit to the left with your upper body. Pull the leg back in against the outside of that left arm. Try and pull in more from the top of the inner thigh rather than trying to pull the knee against the arm. Good. Belly, draw a little bit in, draw a little bit up. Another breath there. Good. Slowly release that. Step back into down dog. You can take a slow vinyasa from here. Head forwards to plank. You lower down, you could do chaturanga with knees on or off the floor. Up dog, cobra, sphinx or locust. Back to downward facing dog. Left knee down, right foot forwards. Simple low lunge. But keep the hands on the floor for a moment. With your back foot, tap it across to the right behind you. And then just come up with your upper body. And with your pelvis and your chest, face the top left of your mat. Wiggle your right foot a little bit wider and turn it out. And then I want you to slide the hips on the diagonal towards the right heel. So up and back with the hips, hands to prayer. Now I want you to press the feet down and draw up the inside of the legs towards the pelvic floor, if that means anything to you. The inner thighs are lifting up and drawing towards the pelvic floor. Now you've got a lot of tension. So those inner thighs are lengthening and shortening dynamically, but they're working hard, all right? You're creating your own tension and resistance. Good. As you do that, you'll probably realize that you don't go as far. Good. And then find the halfway point between the two. Again, draw the inner thighs up towards the pelvic floor. Draw the waist a little bit in and up. Draw the top of the head a little bit up. Good. 2 more breaths. It feels like your back shin and your front foot are trying to pull towards each other and your groins are trying to lift up. Exhale, come out of that. Downward facing dog. Same pattern as the first round. Head forwards to plank, lower down to Sphinx. Lift the chest, pull forwards as you inhale. As you exhale, curl the belly, top of the thighs up. Now you can go forearm plank if you want. Tuck the toes, lift the knees. I like to lean way forwards in forearm plank and try and curl the front of the hips up towards the belly, just to accentuate that front core strengthening. Exhale, come all the way back out into Sphinx. However you get there, whether it's down dog or tabletop, right knee down, left foot forwards. With both hands on the floor, with your left foot, tap it across behind, with your right foot, I apologise, tap it across to the left side behind you. Wiggle the left foot a little bit forwards, wider and turned out. Hands to prayer. Your pelvis and your breastbone are facing the top right of your mat. You're sliding your hips towards your front foot and back up. And you can move that front foot if it's not in the right place away from you. But rather than just be really loose, really passive, really relaxed, work. Press the feet down, draw up towards the groins. Draw the inner thighs towards each other. Lift the groins, the pelvic floor. All different ways of engaging the same stuff. So you're creating tension to work as you stretch. You're creating tension to hold your attention, which is a key component of yoga. A very mindful, attentive practice, being where you are in that moment. And the body's a vehicle to create sensation in order to anchor the mind. Good. Keep going for a couple of rounds. And then statically hold it, but work. Simply press the feet down, lift the groins, lift the waist, the chest, the top of the head. 2 more breaths. Exhale, come out of that. Good. Last bit is very much optional. Hip mobility, so strengthening hip flexors, inner hips, even outer hips. And you might want to sit on a block or 2 blocks or something. Now, first bit, just a really good stretch of the groins, inner thighs. Feet together, knees apart. You can make this a lot easier for you by putting your hands on the floor and potentially leaning back a bit. But if you've got the strength in your core and particularly your hips, you'll be absolutely fine. Bring your attention into your left foot, lift it up, straighten the left leg all the way out to the side, hover the foot, turn out the leg so you're externally rotating, foot, knee pointing more behind you. Turn back in, bring the feet together. Bring your attention to your right leg, lift it up, straighten it out to the side, turn out, keep it hovering, turn back in, feet together. Relift the waist, left leg lift, straighten, even take the outside of your left leg back a bit, turn out, hover towards the floor, lift up as much as you can, turn in, feet together. Right leg, lift it, take it out, swing it back, turn it out, lift higher, turn in, feet together. You can go on for days, well, seconds, if you want to. But from there, easy cross-legged position, just do a nice easy forward bend. You can rock the shoulders a little bit side to side. Good, 1 or 2 breaths there. Just start to bring everything down a bit. Rock back, switch the legs, and fold again. Good. Breathe out, release that. We'll finish there. If you got something from that, feel free to like, make sure you subscribe. Have a good day.